Hi Virgo, welcome to Pure Tarot. I'm doing a June reading. I know we're kind of pretty much well into the month, but here we are, and that's the essential. So I'm going to start with a little tiny Forest of the Fae message for you. There, you have two cards. First one is the witch hare, cross the threshold, leap the hedge, go over the wall. And then the other one, the green maid, the green face speak to you, let them guide you to safety. It's almost like an escape. It's like you have to jump over the wall, you know, and then you'll have like these, you know, let those little fae creatures help you to go to safety. So it feels like an like you're, yeah, like an evasion. Yeah, maybe you need to run away and cross an obstacle to make sure you have to get behind something to feel safe, right? So I mean, that's the mini movie I'm seeing in my brain right now. What I like is that you have support, right? So it could be your own spiritual guides, your angels, God, whatever you choose to believe in, your family, friends, right? Anyone, your pets even, anything that brings you comfort. This card wants to come out. So out of my French deck, the word neige came out. It means snow. So that's really interesting. It's hard to tie it in at this point, at least. First analogy, but I'm not necessarily wanting to stick with it. You know, snow points to winter, winter is cold. So for me, maybe if you're in a place where it's cold, you need to move to somewhere warmer with a nicer temperature. So it could be literal in that sense, but it could also be in terms of how you feel. So a place where there are no connections, right? You feel people around you or the situation, everything's cold, and leaping that wall, you know, crossing that hedge, moving to safety where it's warm and you're comforted, well surrounded, protected. So maybe that's where we could see a correlation. With tarot, maybe we'll build on the story. This card first. Who am I kidding? I need my glasses. So the first card is the Well in reverse. In this particular deck, there are two extra cards. One is the Well, number 22, and the other one is the Artist, number 23. And I drew this card in reverse for Pisces. And you're Virgo, you're the opposite sign, so isn't that interesting? Because it's your opposite, but it's also your complement, right? Your You complement each other. So it's interesting that there's a resonance in terms of the first card out. You know what I'm going to do? I built a Celtic cross, and I'm going to do the same thing for you. Because of the parallel, if you want. It's almost like a mirror. So let me move my cards so I can make some space here. Okay. I'm going to shuffle a bit more before I draw the rest. Cutting in 3. Okay. The Lovers in reverse. The Star. The 9 of Wands. The Sun in reverse. Whoa, you're getting strong energies, Virgo. Let me move my cards again, sorry. The 8 of Wands in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, the Empress, and the Strength in reverse. Okay, this is a huge reading. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, and then that extra card, right? So somehow it's considered almost a major because it's number 22. That's really a strong reading. So the first thing I told Pisces with the well in reverse was the well is dry. So you might have experienced, and I'm going to use the word exhaustion. So it could be feeling tired, but you also exhaust something when you empty it, when you run out of. And the 9 of Wands is a card of exhaustion. And it's in the foundation, so it's emphasized, right? So you would have felt really depleted, maybe just energy-wise, but in all kinds of ways. You know, maybe you don't feel like you want to extend yourself, so you feel like you're not connecting. You don't have love to give. You might feel depleted because you have no ideas, like you don't feel like creative and in the moment, right? This is temporary. This is the energy of the moment. I'm hearing that it's leaving you sort of powerless. It's making you, it's worrying you a little bit. It is playing on your, sort of your stress levels. It's kind of like it's not something that maybe you're accustomed to, so it's got you thinking, right? It's got you worried a little bit. You're kind of worried about yourself. Which for me is a good sign, quote unquote, because it means that you have a level of awareness. So that is probably the most important thing, if you want to come out of it, is to become aware of it. So it's a positive sign for me. So it's interesting because the Lovers in reverse are crossing you. And in the past, you have the Sun in reverse. So two energies of, you know, maybe a relationship failing, the end of a very meaningful relationship in your life. Could be a marriage. could be, it's definitely a separation, something that is, and that was really, really meaningful because the Sun card is here. So it was like something very central, someone very central, or definitely pivotal. I mean, you know, the sun is like, the planets turn around the sun, like the orbit around the sun, I should say. So it would have been a situation where your life revolved around this particular relationship, especially if it was like a marriage, then it makes even more sense to say that. Could be children involved with the Sun card. So overall, no wonder you'd have nothing to feel like you have nothing to give at the moment, right? And maybe this is why the star is here. I mentioned how you have enough awareness to move into healing, and to also, as you progress into your healing, as you heal, hope opens up again, right? So maybe at the moment you don't feel very hopeful. It's because you haven't really completely healed. But I kind of want to tell you, please believe and know that hope is right around the corner, right? Like feeling like the light is at the end of the tunnel, feeling like the sun will shine again, feeling like you will love again, feeling like you'll have your energy back again, feeling like the water will flow again. Do you understand? Like all of those I'm sorry, there's something, I don't know why, I need to stop, so maybe I'm looking at these birds. They're like ibis, which is a bird often depicted in Egyptian on hieroglyphs and in the Egyptian mythology. It also reminds me of those birds like the, you know, the bird, what is it called? I'm sorry, I'm French, right? So sometimes I forget the words in English, like that. I know the word in French, but oh goddamn, I wish I remembered. But let me describe it. So you know that big white bird that has like long legs and long neck, and that basically the one that brings the baby that has the you know what I'm saying, like it carries the baby like in like a linen, you know, I'm sure you've seen this. Anyway, those birds are like they usually like stand in shallow water, and then that's where they fish, you know, they, anyways. Oh, I wish I'm pretty sure I know the word and it's just not coming. Anyways, I'm thinking about those birds. And the other bird, the ibis, which I'm not sure what it is linked to in Egyptian like symbolism, but I think it was linked to I'm tempted to say knowledge. And maybe even writing. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. It's very vague, but I just wanted to bring it up. it's almost like a side note. So it's like something about a baby and something about knowledge and maybe writing. Two separate thoughts here. Anyways. Whoa. That was a real digression. So let's get back to your healing. So you see, the way you're feeling and your state of being at the moment, you're not communicating. I feel you're closed off. I don't think people know that you're feeling so depleted. I'm gonna say something, please don't take it wrongly, but it almost feels like you're faking, you know, like saving appearances by, you know, making it look like on the surface like things are okay. You might not be like jumping of joy, but you're making it seem as if things are more or better than they are, really. So I think you have a lot more, you harbor a lot more sadness maybe than you let on, than you communicate. It's purposely, right? It's your choice. And here around you, you have the Page of Wands in reverse. I did mention maybe the possibility of a child within this relationship that you've left. I did have the image of that bird that I can't name with the baby, so there's definitely the idea of a children, or child or children involved. And here we have surrounding you a page, so it could be that particular youngster for you. It could be so let's say it's this particular, or these children, or whoever, the younger ones around you. You know how I'm telling you that you're not letting on how you're feeling, but the younger ones around you, they feel it. Intuitively, they feel it. So they're also in reverse. They're also feeling less. They're less enthusiastic, and they're less. Maybe I'm gonna say again, please don't shoot the messenger, quote unquote. It might be that, so when they're in your presence, they sense it, right? So maybe it's only in your presence that they sort of mirror, and almost like without even really realizing that they're like chameleons, right? They're like taking on the mood, your mood. So they're less active, they're less outgoing, they're less maybe turbulent, which might be a good thing for you. I also sense they might wonder about you. And the other thing is they're doing just like you. They're not questioning you, so they're not opening up lines of communication with you. They're not addressing the subject. Even if they sense something, they're really mimicking you in staying sort of closed off, and really not bringing up and not communicating what they're sensing. And granted, you know, they would be even aware of that, right? But depending on their age and whatnot, but it might be, like I said, it's in the energy. They're definitely feeling it. I can sense it. And then your hopes and fears, look, you have the Empress. It's really beautiful because you're hoping for new growth. You're hoping for a renewal. Like, I use the word renewal because of, you know, I'm thinking of flowers that are blooming. So like the idea of behind it is like spring, right? So something that is new, that is budding, that is flowering, blossoming, all the way to maturity, right? So it has the idea of wanting something new in your life. I don't know, I'm thinking about plants are really important to you. Flowers, fruits, vegetables. So everything that the Empress, you know, whatever she sows, right, grows. And so she doesn't just plant wheat. You know, she plants like all of it, all of what we know is of her doing, right? So that's why I'm saying all of these all of the flora with everything that it like, so both the fruits and the vegetables and not just the flowers and the leaves and the trees and, you know, the bushes. Obviously, it's also like could be a card of part of your healing. So you could say healing the divine feminine within you. You could also say healing the mother aspect of you, which doesn't have to, you don't have to be a woman and a mother, and but that nurturing side of you. You could also be making sure you take care of, obviously, your vessel, your body. You know, sometimes after it's happened to me, so I will bring it up. You know, if you separate, you're obviously, you know, sort of sad, depressed. I mean, you kind of like don't want to, you don't really care about your looks for a little while, right? You're sort of like, you couldn't give a damn, right? But now, I guess in your hopes and in what's coming with the healing is, the focus is back on taking care of yourself and making sure you look good, you feel good. And if you want to prepare yourself to a new love, for instance, if you're eventually, after your healing, when you're ready and when it's time, when it's divine timing for you, then yeah, you probably want to help the universe help you by, if you want to bring in new love, taking care of yourself, to attract it in your life again, right? To bring it forth. It's really the idea that maybe this time you want things to come to you. The Empress, that's what she does. She sits people, things are drawn to her, right? Just naturally. Just because she embodies love and self-love and abundance. And again, the idea of fertility, right? So all these, the children are really present in this reading. The importance of children. And then we have the Strength card in reverse here at the end as sort of the outcome, potential outcome. You know what I realized? I'm missing a card. This is nuts, Luke. Wow, that is a professional faux pas. I didn't draw your near future. I have 9 cards on the table. That is significant. I'm actually going to leave it like that. This is really, really interesting. So it's not a 10, it's a 9. 9 cards. 9 for me is a completion, but it's also a wish fulfillment. And it's almost like, because I didn't draw a card for your near future, we don't really see your near future. It's almost like the focus is on your healing, and then the only outcome card becomes the strength card. That is really interesting. It's almost, you know, when if you have a slip of a tongue, right, of the tongue, usually whatever you've said or, you know, for some reason carries meaning. This carries meaning, the fact that it happened. For me, it's like you're not really meant to really know just yet what is coming. So let me go back to the strength card. There's a little bit of being out of touch with your instinctual nature. So that would be something to work on, maybe. As you heal. Maybe it points to doing things differently when it comes to following your instincts. Maybe it's something that was lacking when in your previous relationship. Maybe it speaks to why the well is dry. It's like saying your life is missing a dimension, the dimension of the instinctual, primal, bestial, is that a word? Being like a beast, that kind of, it would be pointing to that would be missing maybe, or is missing, or at least you don't want to repeat that again if it was missing prior in your previous relationship. I think also it's telling you that you might have held back a lot in the past, like, and now part of the healing, you need to open up more, not be so held back, no, not so passive. I mean, you also have the Empress, which is this energy of drawing in. It's also a passive energy, right? So there's maybe something to be said about you being somewhat passive and maybe reactive instead of proactive, that kind of thing. Let me go back to the first few cards. This is interesting about leap the hedge, right? Go over the wall. I'm tying it in with feeling driven by your instincts. Like animals are instinctual, so they will leap easily, right? They will do whatever they need to do without thinking, of course, and so they're much more apt at crossing thresholds and leaping hedges and going over the wall, right? For them, it's just like they're not gonna try to consider how they're gonna do it, how high they're gonna jump, you know, like they're not in that process at all. So it's a little bit of that. It's having a lot more guts, literally having more guts. Anyways, I find it really interesting, and I'm choosing not to pull that extra card, and I'm not going to reshuffle the Celtic that I did. So maybe it doesn't deserve the name of Celtic Cross because it's missing something. Sorry, a big pile. But anyway, I live with my mistakes. Okay, interesting. There's as you saw, there's a few cards that flew, but only one turned up, and it's the one I'm gonna take, and you won't believe. Full intimacy. I mean, if that's not like instinctual nature, I don't know what is, right? So, and it's, look at that, it's number 19, which is like the sun card, and the sun is also the ruler of Leo. So there's something to be said about that, about really that instinctual push. So let me read for you. So this is the text, if ever you want to read it for yourself, because sometimes when I read, I stumble. So just the two of us, the love story. The lovers gazed into each other's eyes and saw the entire universe therein. It was more than a spark. It was more than the brain could ever comprehend, more than words or thoughts, which is what I said. You don't need to think, you don't need to analyze it. It was the love of two souls shared in perfect intimacy, beyond the physical, beyond the mental, beyond the earth and the sky and all of the stars. It was a pure connection of the soul, raw and unbound. They found beauty and peace forever in each other's arms. The action, connect deeply, connect spiritually, connect intimately, whatever that means to you. Make an effort to seek out intimate connection and love in your life, whether with another soul, your spirit guides, or even your innermost self. Allow that love and connection to restore and heal your life. The meditation. Imagine yourself gazing into the eyes of a perfect lover. How does this make you feel? The affirmation. I make beautiful, astounding, intimate, and perfect connections, which is pretty much the Empress. My relationships are harmonious and balanced. This is really beautiful. So this is really, it points to, unfortunately, you know, a separation in the past, but beautiful healing, and it's really showing me that your focus is on a new love. Like you want that more, even if you're not fully healed, sorry, it's still a focus of yours, right? The Empress is there, the star is here, but mainly the Empress, especially in your hopes and fears. So it's really showing me that it's really something that you still hold on to, that you still wish for, that you are still hoping to recreate, right? You're not completely jaded. Anyway, that's what it is, Virgo. If it resonated, please only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if it did resonate and you enjoyed it, please like the video, share, maybe subscribe, definitely. I'll see you soon. Thank you.